Hello. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how you could create an electronic portfolio using Adobe Acrobat X. The first step is collecting, reviewing, revising, maybe even renaming the artifacts you're going to be including in your portfolio. And I have collected them into a folder on my desktop. You can see on the right side of my screen here. I've also taken the time to rename them to give them some kind of a descriptive name. Maybe this one would be better described as. You can actually make those kinds of changes a little bit later too, but it makes sense to give these descriptive names, file names, and notice also that most of them are in PDF format, which generally works best for most types of files. However, this first file, which is a movie that I took on my iPhone, does not get converted to PDF. This could go either way. I can leave it as is. It's just simply a one-page org chart from a PowerPoint, or I could right-click if I'm on a computer with Adobe Acrobat, and I could convert it to PDF. So really either format will work just as well for this simple document. So I'm pretty much ready to go on to the next step, and that is to start using Adobe Acrobat. So I'm going to go ahead and maximize this window so you can see it a little bit better. And I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Create, and I'm going to go to PDF Portfolio. And I want to point out that these steps I'm doing in Adobe Acrobat 10, which is the most current version. Adobe Acrobat 9 has a very similar feature that you can pretty much figure out. But the portfolio option did not exist in versions 8 and previous versions. So that would be, you won't see this option anywhere. Let me just put it that way. It's still possible to maybe use Adobe Acrobat to create a portfolio, but it won't be quite as easy. Also want to point out this is definitely a separate program from Adobe Reader, which is free. You may have to find a friend or come to campus and use one of the computer labs to have access to Adobe Acrobat Pro. So you just really need to get that first step done, put everything into a folder ready to go. And this step really doesn't take very long, as you'll see. So after I choose PDF Portfolio, it's almost like a wizard. It asks me, first of all, what layout I want. So I can click through and view the different layouts and decide which one I want. And then I come to the most important step down here on the bottom right, is where I add all of those files that I've put aside into this portfolio. So if I didn't come up to them directly, I'd have to navigate to wherever I saved them. And then to select all of them, the shortcut is to click the first one, hold down Shift, and click the last one. And that selects them all, and when I click Open, it creates the portfolio for me. So this is really quite an easy process, and it's wonderful since Acrobat, or I should say Adobe, has added this portfolio feature to Acrobat. So what I can do in this view is choose from items on the right. For example, if I wanted to add an additional file or something. I can also change my mind on the portfolio layout. So if I want to change to a different one, I click there. I can make some adjustments also to changing a visual theme, and then if I want to, even changing colors and backgrounds and fonts. So the other important changes I can make here is down here on these thumbnails, I can drag to put these in the order that I prefer. So I'm just going to drag those thumbnails and get those in the right order at the bottom. Okay, so now I'm looking just at these thumbnails. I've got them in the right order. And the other thing you might want to do is go through and give some explanations of each of these. And you do that by clicking the little I, Show Info View. And then you can fill this in. So this is the avatar I created. So whatever it is, you would describe it. And you could even give it some tags for searching. You can change the display name. Whoops. It's hard to see. Okay, and then when you're done filling that in, you just click the X. So when someone views your portfolio, they'll be able to click on that I and see your description. So again, you could go one at a time, either by dragging this or by just clicking the thumbnails at the bottom, and for each one, click the little information view. So this was that PowerPoint presentation, and that's why this little icon shows up at the top as compared to some of the other ones. The next one I have is the video I took on my iPhone, and I'm going to go ahead and press play here. And if I want to make it bigger, I can double click it.
PSB216 is one of the smart classrooms.
And when I move my mouse to the very bottom of the screen here, bottom of the window, it pops up so I could fast forward or pause or whatever I want to do there. So in order to get out of this zoomed in view, I click the X and it takes me back to that standard view where I can go on to the next one and add information to that one. Or, if I change my mind and want to delete a document, I can do that as well. So after you've gone through and made all these edits, then you can hit preview up here to kind of see what it's going to look like when you're all done. And you can just drag this slider to the beginning to start at the beginning. And this is why it's called the wave, because it goes through the wave. And so the person viewing your portfolio, again, will be able to click on the I to see the information you typed in there, and then click the X to go back. And they can drag the slider at the bottom to go on to the next one. And they can double click it to zoom in, make it a little bit bigger. That's as big as that one gets, apparently. And when they're in the zoomed in view, they can still go from one to the next. And they can play that video, go on to the next one, and to the next one, etc. And then again, clicking this X brings you back to the normal view. So this is my portfolio, and if I'm happy with the way it looks, then I can go on to save it. If not, then up at the top here, I need to go back to Edit, and that's where I can make any additional changes. So once I'm happy with the way it works, I can either click the Save button here or File, Save Portfolio, and save it wherever I want, give it a name that probably includes my name, and then save. Now, even though I've been using Adobe Acrobat to create this portfolio, when I turn this into an instructor, share it with a possible employer, or share it with my classmates, they can view it simply by using Adobe Reader. So if I close Acrobat here and look at this portfolio I just created, I can actually open that in Adobe Reader just to demonstrate to you that it looks just fine in the free reader. And this is just the view of it. And again, it can just scroll through to see the different pieces, including the video there and the various documents. Okay, so hopefully that'll help you with your electronic portfolio. Enjoy.